I stand here before you today with deep gratitude and with a profound sense of purpose. As Vice President of Ecuador and as the representative of President Daniel Noboa, a head of state who has made the protection of biodiversity not only a national priority, but a personal and a global mission. Ecuador is one of the most biodiverse countries on Earth, but we know that biodiversity is not only counted in species. It is measured in well-being of people, in the health of our ecosystems, and in the opportunities we create for those who will come after us. In Ecuador, biodiversity is not an abstract concept. It is part of our daily lives. It lives in the Galapagos Islands, in the Amazon basin, and in our coastal mangroves, and in the ancestral knowledge of our indigenous and local communities. But it also lives in the child who has access to clean water, in the family that can earn a sustainable income while protecting the forest, in a young entrepreneur who builds a future by working with nature, not by exhausting it. Our vision is simple, but powerful. Biodiversity must be a driver of equity, of well-being, and of innovation. That is why, under President Noboa's leadership, Ecuador is building a new model, one that brings conservation and economic transformation together, placing both people and nature at the very heart of development. In the past year, we have taken bold and innovative steps to make this vision a reality. We executed the largest debt-to-nature swap in global history, achieving more than 500 million reduction in public debt stock and 800 million in debt services savings through 2035. To protect our rainforest. This will generate over 400 million for conservation, forest governance, and local livelihood in the Ecuadorian Amazon. We secure 50 years of guaranteed funding for Yasuní National Park, one of the world's most prestigious biodiversity sanctuaries, ensuring its protection across generations and beyond political cycles. We are applying blockchain technology, remote sensing, and the transparent tracking system to channel private investment toward measurable environmental outcomes. And this year, just 2 weeks ago, we introduced the Organic Law for Recovery of Protected Areas, a pioneering legal framework that opens the door to collaboration between public sector, private actors, and the communities to restore and sustainably manage our conservation areas. Let me be clear. This law, it's not about transferring ownership of or control of nature. It is about unlocking its potential in a responsible way, ensuring that those who live closest to the biodiversity are the first to benefit from it. It also represents a critical step in closing the gap toward achieving the 30 by 30 global target by enabling innovative and inclusive mechanisms to expand and strengthen protected areas with real impact in both ecosystem and communities. At the core, Ecuador believes that conservation and development must go hand by hand. We are investing in sustainable entrepreneurship with local communities, supporting ecotourism, regenerative agriculture, bio-based products, and circular economies. These efforts do more than protect the ecosystems. They generate incomes. They create dignified jobs. They address the root causes of poverty, especially in rural and indigenous areas. And we have seen a truth we must all remember. Where there is opportunity, there is less pressure to deforest. Where there is dignity, there is less risk of forced migration. Where there is hope, there is a stronger future for the next generations. But we don't stop there. We are connecting biodiversity with critical social outcomes. When we protect watersheds, we improve access to clean water, especially for children. When families earn income from nature-based enterprises, they are better able to feed their children, helping reduce child malnutrition, a challenge that is both moral and developmental. When conservation efforts support schools, clinics, and local infrastructure, they become a foundation for equity, not an obstacle for growth. Still, we know this path, it's not one we can walk alone. Ecuador calls on global community and especially the financial, technological, and political leaders gathered here to recognize a fundamental truth. Biodiversity is not just a global responsibility. It is a global opportunity. Let us expand, innovate mechanisms with debt for nature swaps. Let us promote inclusive legal framework like our protected areas law. Let us build platforms for climate and biodiversity finance that reach local actors directly, transparently, and with trust. In Ecuador, the state, civil society, and the private sector are coming together, not only to protect life, but to build a future where people and ecosystems thrive side by side. On behalf of President Noboa and the people of Ecuador, I reaffirm our commitment to leading and learning as part of a new generation of nations. Nations that value nature, nations that invest in people, nations that understand that biodiversity is not a burden to carry, but a potential to build on and to share. Let us turn promises into policies. Let us turn policies into partnerships. And let us ensure that the forest we defend today becomes the foundation of justice, prosperity, and peace for tomorrow. Thank you.